Good evening, everybody, and a warm welcome to the ICI Berlin. It's a great pleasure for us to welcome you to the continuation of our lecture series, Desires, Multiplicity, and Serendipity. Us, that is Anke Engel, Director of the Institute for Queer Theory in Berlin, Jule Jakob Govrin, who works with Anke at the Queer Institute, and also on a PhD on the entanglements of desire and economy at the Freie Universität Berlin. And I, Director here of the ICI Berlin.
The unexpected and unexpectable, yet not catastrophe, but happenstance or even the fortunate coincidence. Auf Deutsch vielleicht eine wundersame Entdeckung oder der unerwartete Glücksfall. Serendipity or desire serendipity? Is serendipity characterizing desire? Or is it acting upon desire? And when it is acting upon desire, is this creating desire serendipity? Maybe like a form of contagion? One is for sure, it is not desire acting. My wish is to strengthen desire's passivity, the possibility that something happens to desire, rather than the desire being the center of control. Furthermore, serendipity puts desire beyond comparison.
So to re-enter the epistemological dimension, one cannot plan with serendipity, but somehow one can count on it. Serendipity won't serve a defined objective, it doesn't fulfill a strategy. Still, it is somehow reliable to happen when the unexpected turns to an event. Of course, in the broad discursive horizon, there's a very prominent narration about serendipity, namely Darwin's theory of evolution, which describes evolution as a non-teleological process, as a system of contingency. But in the narratives of discoveries, serendipities are mostly presented as exceptional. To name some quite different examples, the invasion of America, the creation of penicillin, of LSD, of Riaka. Especially the first example demonstrates that serendipity doesn't automatically guide to subversion. The invasion of America, a starting point of a violent history of colonization. So serendipity might contest powerful notions as causality, narrative linearity, and rational methodology. Still, it may prove useful for conservative forces in its very ambiguous effects. So it might provide medicine like penicillin. It can produce substances as LSD that rock reality psychedelically. It can even produce a pharmapornographic icon like Viagra and open up new sexual battlefields. Hence, serendipity's effects may be multiple, but they're certainly not always already subversive.
So I will like to start out with Walpole's definition of serendipity that Anke just mentioned before, and I quote the way Walpole characterizes it, serendipity, making discoveries by accident and sagacity of things they were not in quest of, they being the princes, I think, in particular. I'd like to focus especially on the last phrase, things they were not in quest of, and emphasize that this phrase goes beyond simply stressing contingency, chance, accident, and happenstance. Serendipity, as I understand it, is not about finding by chance the solution to a problem or project with which one has been struggling all along. Instead, it is about finding an answer to a question one didn't even have. That is, not only is the answer new, but also the question. And insofar as one can align here quest and desire, I'd be suggesting defining serendipity for our context as finding something without desiring it. So why would one valorize such a chance experiences beyond desire? There are several reasons, and in critical theory, there is in particular the insight that desire cannot be the starting point of critique, since it is not a given innate essence, but socially determined or at least structured. Desire can thus be suspected to reproduce the social order, even when it seems to resist or transgress this order. That's a bit of a paranoid view, and the counterposition could be that desire is not fully determined by the social order, and that there is, for instance, something of the order of the body that can resist.